coming to you from Alamogordo, New Mexico. We have moved on from Carlsbad. I want to talk a little bit before we do fun video stuff about some of the issues we've been having. Just like in a house, problems come up in an RV and they need to be taken care of. The big one that has been plaguing us over the last couple of weeks was when our electrical system had a problem and we lost the television and microwave and fireplace. It also fried the motor of our electric jacks. So at first we were just using the hand crank to raise and lower the jacks at the front of the RV. But then something broke. I think the gearbox, Doug said, snapped. So we could no longer use the hand crank. So we had to actually physically turn the bar in the front storage bay where the battery is to raise and lower the legs. And that was a nightmare. I did a little bit of it. Doug did most of it because it was really just too much for me. Poor guy. I felt so bad for him. When we arrived at Brantley Lake State Park, that was a really stressful time because we pulled in. We had pull-through sites at our last couple of campgrounds, and we knew this was going to be a back-in, which is fine, but, we're not the most experienced. And when we pulled in, we realized it was a really short site, and there was a huge tree right at the corner of it, and honestly, I just wanted to nope right out of there. But our neighbor came over and helped. He's a retired, professional truck driver, and he got us backed in no problem. Which, man, I would have paid him any amount of money he had asked for at that point. But then it took quite a while to actually get the truck unhitched. We couldn't just leave it because it was a short site. And it was sloped down at the back. So we had to really lift the RV pretty high to get it off the ball in the bed of the truck. And we ended up actually, me and our neighbor and the kids climbing into the bed of the truck to lower it just enough so Doug could pull forward out from under. It was really bad, but we managed it. The problem was there's no sewer hookups at Brantley Lake, so we knew we were going to have to move again in like 2 days or so. So we tried to make it last as long as possible by using the restrooms a lot. Which was fine, but, it was pretty cold there, so not very fun. We managed to get a part in, and Doug fixed it, and the motor works great. We were just thrilled. It finally felt like, things are going right. We can raise and lower the jacks without having to do it by hand. We were patting ourselves on the back. So, of course, when we moved from Carlsbad to Alamogordo, you go through the Sacramento Mountains through a town called Cloudcroft, which is adorable, by the way, and amazing views. But as soon as we started to descend from the mountains, the engine in the truck started knocking, and Doug noticed some white smoke coming out. So we pulled over, and after some Googling, because neither of us are very experienced with that sort of thing, we decided to call a tow, which, as things tend to happen, it took forever. They towed the RV down separately. So I think we left that morning at about 10 o'clock, and the RV showed up at our site at about 7:30 that night. And it was really only supposed to be about 3 hours of driving. So that was not fun. We did get the truck towed down also, funnily enough, to a shop that is literally right across the street from the campground. And they finally called us and told us that it threw a rod, which wrecked the engine, so we need a new engine. They don't want to rebuild it, they want to put a new one in. Well, that's a lot of money. So we're kind of stuck. We don't know quite what we're going to do. Luckily, we were already planning on staying here in Alamogordo for a month instead of just a week. We have a couple of projects we wanted to get done around the RV that it's hard to do when you're moving every week. And there's actually a fair amount to do around here. Obviously, there's white sands, but there's lots of other stuff to do. So we already know we're staying here for a month. I don't know if a month is going to be enough time to gather like, you know, $6,000. So we might be here 2 months. Hopefully it won't be longer than that because we do want to get to a full-time families rally in May. But we'll see. So you'll be seeing a lot of videos from this area of New Mexico. But don't worry, there is plenty to do here. So hopefully we won't get too bored. So the Alameda Park Zoo is a tiny little zoo right in the middle of Alamogordo. It's pretty cute. They've got a good variety of animals. Lots of ducks and birds and turtles. They have a giant African tortoise, bald eagles, otters, ocelots, coatimundis, and some other stuff we haven't seen yet because right now we're taking a break at the playground. Seems like a lot of them are asleep right now, which kind of stinks, but it's cheap here and cute, and we're having fun. Mr. Capybara is having a drink. He's like an ROUS from Princess Bride. He's like a giant guinea pig, Niall. Look at all the turtles. It's like they're having a parade, but they're not moving. Oh, and there's some in the water too. I don't know if you can see that.
Black ones out of the water.
Oh, one of the big black ones?
Hey, mister, you don't eat Mom, there's a crow or a raven over there.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to give it some because it might be hungry as well.
That's right. Bald eagle. Oh.
What are you doing up there? What are you doing up there?
Here he comes.
Mr. Fox is late for walk. He says, oh, I'm ready for walk.
Maybe he's looking for the coatimundis. Those rascals are always stealing my food. Where are you going? Hello, fella. That one's licking the wood. There are bugs. So the oldest zoo in the Southwest. What do you think?
I think it's cool. I was the one pointed at the otters out.
I know, bummer, huh? Yeah.
The otters are really cute.
They are.
If you do get a chance to see the otters, they're really cute.
Yeah. What animals did you like here?
I like seeing the cougars, and I also like seeing the fox.
The fox is really adorable, right?
Yes. And he said his name was 91.
He's what? The fox's name is 91.
He said, my name is 91.
And what else does the fox say? That's an old joke now, huh? Yeah. All right, well, we had fun. I would say it's exactly worth $8 that we spent to get in here. But you know, if you don't have anything to do and you like animals, come on and check the zoo out. We are obviously at White Sands today. Kids are having a great time sledding. The puppies are having a great time digging behind me, of course, because where else would you dig in a huge national park full of sand dunes, but right behind me. We are having a good time. The sand is freezing cold, but it's like almost 80 degrees out, so it's kind of an interesting feeling. Yeah, we're having lots of fun, so come see. What's going on, puppy? What's going on? Who's all dirty? Luna, come on! Come on, Luna! Go, Doug, go!
I'm trying.
Pick your feet up!
I had to hit the brakes because I'm serious.
Oops.
Oh. Oh, God, serious. He's getting his sunglasses.
Okay.
No, Luna. You're right there, honey.
Uh-huh.
Oh, no. Right into the water bowl, Luna. Oh.
Well, she's not aiming at me anymore.
Sirius is aiming at me. He doesn't have as much power, though.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Oh, Sirius. What do you think about White Sands, Fiona?
I really like it.
Yeah.
It's supposed to have a
Now
sled
you need to find
with
your
you. And it's really exhausting.
It's exhausting?
Yeah, just climbing up the hill is exhausting.
Yeah. So, what did we do this morning before we came here?
Took a shower.
Do you think that was a silly idea?
Yeah. We're gonna have to take a second shower.
Your hair is probably mostly okay, but Niles... Oh! Oh!
Oh, God.
Okay.
Fiona, what are you doing?
Helping.
Helping what? Hey!
I'm helping them.
That's not what they're... That... But...
Hey, Luna.
Oh my Sunday. It's the day after our trip to White Sands. Sunday means grocery shopping. You can see I'm at Walmart probably. And lots of laundry. I have many, many loads of laundry to do. But I wanted to give you guys some info about our trip to White Sands now that we've been there and done that. First of all, we did not bring Lachlan because he was not feeling well. But we are here for a month, and it's only about 15 minutes from our campground, so we will be going back, and he will have lots of fun. Second of all, this is my biggest, most important tip for White Sands. Do not bother showering before you go. You will have to shower afterwards, especially if you bring two dogs who like to dig. We got home last night while it was dark. We had to give both dogs baths, and for various reasons didn't want to use our shower inside the RV. So we had to use a big Rubbermaid tote as their bathtub and hose them off in the dark. Neither of the dogs like baths. It was a disaster. But they're all nice and clean now, and we went and all showered, and it's probably why we have so much laundry, because we are all out of towels now. Anyways, White Sands was a lot of fun. If you are hopelessly out of shape like me, you don't have to worry about climbing the dunes so much because there's plenty of parking right at the base of the dunes. I did try to climb up one. It was not pretty. I did not get far up, so don't bother, you know, if you're like me. You just go and have fun, and you stay at the base of the dune, and it will be more than enough fun watching the kids sled and sitting in the cold sand. Anyways, the sleds, there are a bunch of campgrounds around here that will loan you sleds for free if you're staying at them. Of course, ours does not. So we went and went straight to the visitor center because I had thought about going to Walmart to get sleds and I just forgot. So anyway, so we went to the visitor center. They're $20 for a sled. However, if you're lucky, there might be used sleds there, which are only $10. The gift shop does do a buyback program. If you buy a new sled and have your receipt, and it's within 7 days of your purchase, they will give you $5 back for it. If you buy a used sled, they will give you $3 back for it. That said, we also saw lots of people trying to sell their sleds in the parking lot. One guy was trying to sell us two sleds for $10. No, two sleds for $20. And then another guy ended up just giving us a sled. So that was nice. We ended up getting 3 total. But you know, honestly, like if you have little ones, you don't need a sled for everybody because they can take turns. It's fine. Niall just enjoyed rolling around in the sand more than anything else, I think. Make sure you do get the wax, though. The wax is important. It does help you go faster. What else? White Sands is also great for kite flying. Lots of wind there. If it's too windy, you don't want to go because the sand will hurt. It'll sting. But when we were there, the wind wasn't a problem, but it was definitely windy enough for kites. We saw lots of people flying kites. Bring some sand toys maybe if you think your kids will be into that. We had a bunch of shovels on the trunk, as well as other sand toys, and you know, like the sand castle building stuff is a no-go, but the kids had a lot of fun with shovels. I don't know what they were doing with them, but they were having fun. Bringing lunch or dinner is a good idea. We had a picnic. We just brought sandwich stuff and made sandwiches in the car to get out of the chilliness. It's still, I think it was about 80 degrees when we were pulling in, but while we were there it cooled off to about 60 degrees. So by the time we were ready to eat, we were happy to sit in the car for a little while. Definitely go to the very back of the drive. That's where the best sledding is. It's weird when you first start, the dunes have lots of, you know, bushes and plant life growing all over them, and you think, well, how am I going to sled on that? But if you drive all the way out to the back, they are much better for sledding. So go out that way. It's definitely worth the drive. I think that's about it. I think I'm going to go do my errands now. And we have been doing some minor improvements to the RV while we've been trying to figure out what to do about the truck. So I might do a video on that next. Show you some of the little things we've done to make it more livable for us. Otherwise, coming up this week, I think we might go to the Museum of Space History or something like that. We'll probably go back to White Sands actually because Lachlan's dying to go back now. And I don't know, some more fun. So we'll take you along when we go there. Thanks for watching.
I hope you liked our video.